Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Monday, we are right back to the top of the workshop looking at the top performing map of the moment, and it's this one. Now, it's a creator who has got a few new maps out at the moment, one of which is actually on the request list, so we'll be looking at that in another week to two's time. Of the few maps that are out, I did look at some of the others just to see if there's anything a little bit more interesting than the one that's currently number one, and I think we're going with the right one today. Now, it's going to be a shortish show because there's not too much to see today, but I'm going to help make up for that this coming Sunday. We've got a new one-off show out, a Biffa style fix-it show, but I'll be fixing a map's river system, which is a little bit broken. So look out for that one. It's an hour-long special played as live. You're probably going to need some kind of reminder for it though. That's right, hitting the notification bell, the subscribe button and the like button are all ways of keeping up with the channel. Thank you very much for your support. Today's map is Hini Island's Hifei Archipelago by Rev Official. Thanks Rev, really good. We'll be doing that one that you requested in a couple of weeks time as previously stated. There's your start square. Actually, I would say that's going to work quite well for this map. It could have been a complete disaster, but that worked very nicely. Yeah, the terrain heights, not too much to this map. A little bit of undulation in the islands is there. Resources are, considering what we've got, it's quite strong, I would say, for resources. You'll be able to make it out when we get down there as well. Fishing industry, if you have Sunset Harbour, your fishing map will look like this. Off to the workshop, no DLC is required today, you'll be pleased to know. I've got a few things to subscribe to. Network Extensions 2 is required for today's map. We'll be using the Waiheke map theme, the Seychelles LUT, and then there's a few trees to subscribe to. And you know what? I would say it's a good tree mix. I have blurred out most of the description there because Rev has included their bank details. Well, their bank card number. I don't think that's a very good idea. So, Rev, there are many other ways that you can go, like a Patreon account or a GoFundMe kind of thing. There are plenty of options. But anyway, let's have a look at the map. Okay, networks. We will start with the networks. We actually do have a road connection, goes in via the tunnel. A little bit of flooding at the top of the tunnel there, but it's nothing that is going to be affecting the traffic. It's not actually getting into the tunnel. And we are right on the edge of the map, so that kind of thing can be forgiven. Yes, network extensions to tunnels, and we're off. We are off via tunnels to the islands. So yes, you can play this map as a standard map with just road traffic, or you could ignore that. You could delete the tunnel entrance over here, put a couple of harbours down. Yes, you'll obviously need to play a slightly modded game to be able to put harbours down right from the off, but if that's what you want to do, you can play this one as an island map as well. Heading over here, we have a tunnel entrance over here somewhere. You are going to notice the anarchy problem today. For those of you, it's always somebody's first show, so a very quick explanation of what's going on here. We have trees underneath the roads, and they'll be there whether or not they were showing through or not. I use anarchy settings that show the trees through the road. That allows for detailers to put things like grasses under abandoned rail lines, that kind of thing, without them being hidden away. These trees would be underneath here, so they're included in the tree count. The game does have a maximum tree limit. Not that you're going to have that problem on this particular map because it's so small, but even so, these trees are actually in existence under the roads. They probably won't show through on your game unless you're using Anarchy with trees to show on map loading. Anyway, so that covers that one. If it's the first time you've heard that one, then hopefully you've learned a little something today. It's not a huge problem. Easy to delete the trees using the bulldozer or move it mod or something like that. But it's still something. It's still a little something. Something to talk about if nothing else. Right, that's all the networking. We'll come back after this very brief intermission and have a look at the shipping routes. It's going to be a short show today. I did warn you.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets?
Are you frightened that something called anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
And so back to Hini Islands, Hifei Archipelago by a Rev official. Yes, we have shipping routes. They're kind of boring, and that's kind of what you want. Exciting shipping routes. Yeah, I guess if you have a really intricate map, that's when you have your exciting shipping routes. A map like this, well, one shipping route on either side of the islands. I think that is kind of par for the course. Now we're going to see a little bit of a jinky in a moment. It's a jinky because it's breaking to the left. It'd be janking if we were coming the other way. Not that it's a huge problem. You're not really going to notice ships doing a little bit of a wibble in the ocean all the way out there. So it's no issue really. Water flow, well, there isn't really any water flow, but because of the way that the map is set up, if you draw from one side of the island and pump into the other side of the island, I think you're going to be okay. And that's without buying any extra tiles. So I think you're going to be alright, if that's how you want to play the game. Map as a whole, well, we've got 4 islands. Okay, we have 4. What can I tell you? We have 4 islands. Let's start off at the far end and work towards the start square. Seems to be some kind of sense to that method. Liking the tree mix, I'm going to say I really do like tree mix. I think it works quite nicely on this one. And of course the theme and LUT work really nicely too. So quite nice looking beaches. Some of the trees here aren't really suited to beaches. I think the shrubby type trees, these little bushes, work okay on the beaches. You got to remember, like, sand and salt water isn't going to suit for some trees. So some of the bigger trees, that little oak tree probably is okay there. And we've got a slightly larger oak tree just over here. It's in the sand, but it's probably a little bit far enough up the beach to be okay. However, if we head around the beach, this guy here, yes, this is question marks. Would that one be okay there? Maybe. I'm going to say maybe on that one. This tree over here, on the other hand, definitely wouldn't. You imagine the root system on that. That's going to be right out into the salt water. And a tree like that there, I just don't buy into surviving very long there at all. We're talking about next level detailing here. This is why I'm grumbling. We have the oil, little patches. They're very clear to see as well with is that fertile around the outside as well. Looks quite nice. Looks kind of like avocado slices to me. This is the avocado map. It's okay. I mean, aesthetically, it's okay. Gameplay, it's fine. It adds a little bit to gameplay, I suppose. Is it next level polished? Really jumping off the page, saying you really have to play. It's not one of these trees here that probably wouldn't exist there. Is it next level? It's not next level, but it's not bad. And it's a consistent aesthetic running across the entire map. It's not like we see it in one place and then the next place it's something completely different. We're seeing the same thing repeatedly. So consistency, I guess, is a plus thing. I do moan about these things sometimes. So to give credit for it when it happens like this is, I think we should do that one. Right, Start Square. And Start Square will have an asset of the day, one of my favourite creators today. So we'll take a little glance at that. I want to say one of my favourite creators. Do you know what? I'm going to stick my finger up and say, do you know what? I genuinely think that they are my favourite. I mean, there are others that I really love as well. But if I had to pick one above all others, say you're only allowed to grab assets, etc. by one creator for your next city build, I think it would be Reaper. If I had to be limited to one. It's just a thing. It's just, I just like their work. This one, JK Shangri-La version 4 by Reaper. Different versions are available over on their Patreon page. Right, factoids, because factoids, let's do it. You think you're having trouble with your weight? Whales increase in weight 30,000 million times in their first 2 years. Yeah, because they're whales. There's a lot of krill that they're eating there. Anyway, RICO, JK Shangri-La, version 4 by Reaper. I just love this. I just love all of their work, really. Yes, definitely want to subscribe to. Right, I think we're about done. Let's pull the camera back and do a little thing. Get a little thing out of the way, and then we'll do another little thing. We've got to find a nice thumbnail. I don't know if you noticed, I switched thumbnails a couple of weeks back. Didn't really work for me, so we're switching back to the full Technicolor thumbnails. I think it's a bit better. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. All good? All good. What do I think of today's map though? Well, aesthetically, I think when you're getting quite close, you can get some quite nice screenshots. We've got a really nice mix of trees and some quite nice beach type locations. The theme and LUT work really nicely with it as well. Does it really earn the 4th star? I think on a map this small, we have to really push the boat to get to 4 stars. I don't think we quite manage it. I want to go for a high 3. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Detailing. I don't know really what to say really on this one. It's good. It's not great, and we have a lot of trees underneath what roads we've got. So I'm going to go 3 stars because it's good but not great, and we're going to lose a bit, so low end of 3. Gameplay potential. I'm going to say it. I think we need more build space. I don't really like going low 3 for gameplay on the map that I like. Hini Islands, Hifei Archipelago by Rev Official. I mean, it's nice enough. It's nice enough if you're looking for a small tropical island, pleasant map to build on. There's one, and there's another couple of them on the workshop at the moment. So go and take a little look if you just click on Rev Official's list and subscribe to all of their maps. What the hell? Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. If you are still here, you're part of the 20 and now elite. Use the word for the day to score yourself some population points. Join me tomorrow for more What's Map. And of course, don't forget, join me on Sunday for Fix It, my new one-off possible series.